We already played.
There's a video I want to show you before we start.
Namaste, Ananta. Lots of love to you, my son. And very, very happy we felt to extend the message to you to say lot of love. And that the grace is flowing through you very nicely. And I'm very happy for this. And hope to see you soon. We don't know how, but like this. And we are all sitting together, we can show a little bit. Everybody's sending love to you, love to Garima, and to the Sangha in Bangalore. And look forward to seeing you. Maybe we'll talk a little bit on Skype at one point. But for now, we're just sending you all the love. And lots of pranams and namaste. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Where is Moji right now? He's coaching. I got a coaching. Really? Anybody even there? That's okay. Some of the audio is okay. You ask Priyanka to tell you if she's not able to hear. Not right now, if she's feeling good. No, it's okay.
No, I mean, the listening part of it.
Falling. With your
Namaste everyone. So happy to see all of you. Very warm welcome to Satsang. So we all know how this works. It's simple, there's nothing really. If somebody has a question, they can come up here and we can have a conversation and see how it goes. A short satsang. Prasanna, come. What are you feeling now?
Nothing.
So how long are you here?
4 months.
The silence of feelings.
So anything coming up? You feel there's anything left?
Things come up from time to time, but they are just met as they come.
Speak up.
They're met as they come. I don't really know. I mean, I don't know how to express that. It's just I don't have a way to tackle it or anything. It just.
So what can make you suffer now?
resist, I should be suffering. But I really don't know what to do, resisting or not resisting. I'm just absolutely clueless. That's my state.
Very good. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So what brings you here?
To be with the Sangha and to share an experience.
Okay.
The being self or the presence, which I feel just beautiful. So beautiful. I am really grateful for stumbling upon the videos of Mochi on YouTube. It happened.
What happened?
The change, I could see it for myself. Like, I don't know how it happened. And it was like, what happened is,
Was it an experience?
Experience, like all over, like it's all over, everywhere within. And I don't know if it's one with the being or I am the being, because I am the being. And
So who was aware of this experience?
who was it?
Who was aware?
I still am aware of this experience.
Yeah, who is this? So an experience came, it was very beautiful, sublime. It was like the ego completely dissolved and it was everywhere. You felt you were everywhere. And then that experience sort of came back into its normal state. So it came back to normal.
I am still perceiving, and I still have to keep going there.
So this I want to know who it is. The one who is perceiving this experience and this experience, who is this one? So no matter how horrible the experience would have been, or stupendous the experience could have been, the experiencing was still there. That we agree on, isn't it? Who is this experiencing or perceiving reporting to? Huh?
So like, I am the perceiver, and I am also the experience.
I think you took a leap. So we had come to the conclusion that there is a perceiving of no matter what the experience is. Right? Can you tell me who that perceiving is reporting to? Because you said you are the perceiver. We have not come to the perceiver yet. We are still at the perceiving, which is clear that it is present no matter what the experience is. But can you identify
I am
who the
perceiving everything. Life. I am perceiving life. And the
What is the
deeper
distance?
question would
What is the distance between you and this perceiving?
distance between me and the perceiving.
Where does perceiving start and you stop?
I'm not able to find it.
But you're convinced that there is.
There is?
You're convinced that there is a perceiver?
Yes.
Because it's too far out a concept to be sure that there couldn't be a perceiver, or to even imagine that there couldn't be a perceiver at all. Is it too radical?
Too radical.
Too radical an idea that there might not even be a perceiver?
It's like I sink into it.
What is this I that sinks into it? Okay, if you're convinced that there is a perceiver, tell me just one attribute of this perceiver. Tell me one thing about it.
Just being present.
Even that is perceived? It's perceived
Oh,
or
it's
not?
perceived, yeah. Oh, yeah. I never looked at it in that way.
Yes.
So, if I say even this space is also perceived, then where am I?
That is what I'm asking.
Oh. So is there a definition for me?
So let's step back. We said that you had a great experience and it still continues. And you're experiencing all of this as well. No?
Yes.
In your dream state you could experience different universes, different realms altogether. They're all experienced. So the perceiving is there or the experiencing is there. Right? What we are trying to figure out is who is this perceiving reporting to? And all of us, or most of us, are convinced that there is a perceiver there who the perceiving is reporting into. Correct? Now you're a little doubtful about it, but at least when you started you were very strong that there must be.
Yeah, I was sure.
But yes, so, but how do we know this? Is there any evidence whatsoever
Of
this perceiver?
perceiving.
Can you find? Can you show me where? You can even close your eyes and see if there is.
thought it was like this. When
It was a thought.
Yeah.
Step aside from that. Tell me what you're seeing.
I'm seeing. I'm just seeing.
You're seeing that you are seeing?
No, I am seeing. I
Yes.
am seeing. So is this? Is this my place? From where I am seeing?
Is there an entity there who is seeing?
I'm seeing. I feel I.
So there is a seeing.
Uh,
Is there an entity which is seeing?
I think I'm seeing from a whole. That's what I think.
that is just pure imagination.
Imagination.
You're visualizing this now. It doesn't need any imagination, doesn't need any creativity. You just have to see for yourself. And the mind will now come in and say, this is so difficult, it's getting complicated. You know, I was happy, I had this great experience. Now what is this guy after doing all this weird stuff? You know, the mind will come in with all this resistance. Right? But my submission to you is to ignore that for just some time. So just stay with me for a while. So it is clear to you that there is a perceiving of everything, right? When the eyes are open, there's a perceiving of external objects, of people. When the eyes are closed, then there's a perceiving of energy constructs, like thoughts, imagination. There are also constructs which come up when they're perceived, isn't it?
Yes.
But is the perceiving touched by any of this? Is it affected by any of this?
No.
It is not affected.
No.
And that is seen clearly.
Yes.
Where are you in relation to this perceiving? What is the distance between you and this perceiving?
I am the perceiver.
You are the perceiving.
I am the perceiver.
You are the perceiver. A perceiver implies that there is an entity to which the perceiving reports. Is that your experience?
No, I feel I am the perceiver at the end.
Which the perceiving is reporting into. No?
Yes.
So the perceiving is gathering all this
Yes.
information and reporting back to you.
Yes, I am there.
Where is this you?
I am there. I am
If
just
it is
there.
reporting back, then locationally it must be separate from the perceiving, isn't it? Or it must be connected in some way, but
But I feel I am that.
you are.
I am that, the perceiver, the perceiving. I am perceiving. Right now, I am perceiving.
Right now you are the perceiving itself.
Yes. That's what I think.
That's what you're thinking. So that's why your words don't have the conviction yet about it.
So, how am I supposed to...
Just look at this. I think it's easy enough. The question is well understood now, isn't it?
Yes, who is the perceiver?
Yes. Okay. Good enough.
Who is the perceiver?
Who is the perceiver?
I.
Where are you?
Right here.
And the perceiving is where?
Right here. I am here.
So then what is the separation between you and this perceiving? There's a perceiver and there's a perceiving which is going everywhere. That means the perceiver is sitting at one place and the perceiving is allowed to roam freely, isn't it?
Yes.
So when the perceiving is here, then you're still at that place, isn't it?
Yes.
So you're not here, that
No.
is clear.
Yeah.
You have to look into this.
Is that the place I should be?
No, I'm not telling you. You have to look into it. So when the perceiving is here, everywhere, then where are you? Are you at one place stuck? And what are your attributes?
My nature.
Yes. What defines you? So the perceiving we know
Yes.
what it does. What defines a perceiver?
Emptiness. Or you might think I'm just saying the words.
Yes.
But I did feel it.
No, don't. All that is gone now.
No feeling.
Don't rely on any of that. That's all past. It's over.
Oh, okay.
No? So what happens is a beautiful experience comes, then we attach ourselves to that experience and we want to say, that happened with me. So it's not happening now.
It is.
So you have to figure out what is true right now. All experiences, pleasant, unpleasant, horrible, great, just throw them aside. Just look into this for a while and maybe you can come back. Have something to say? So what brings you here?
My friend. I have to say in one line, last time I met her, before she started coming here, I think, and the next time I met her, I see a lot of change. Very positive glow at the first sight, and that's when she asked, I immediately said yes. Yes.
Which parent's name was she?
Which is
And currently with the perceiving and the perceiver, I'm totally confused.
Lost. What is going on? Where have I come? No? It can seem that way initially. Actually, it's very simple. But what happens is that the mind makes it very complex. Or says, hey, this is too deep for me. I'm just a beginner. But actually, children can understand this very easily. Yeah? So when I say the mind, do you have an understanding of what I'm referring to?
Mind, what we used to think.
So just think of it as a bundle of thoughts. There's these thoughts that come, there are other things that come also, like memories, other imagery. So it's just that. So that's pretty clear now. So who observes this mind, or who can see it?
I can see it when I
You can see it. So and this can be seen even irrespective of how the senses are, right? So your eyes might be open, they might be closed, but you can observe what the mind is saying in some sense. And this would be who?
Me.
Which is?
Probably my mind again.
So the mind will come up with answers, and we're so used to listening to what it's trying to tell us.
Yes.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
So I'll give you a tip. You want to get rid of 99% of your suffering? Or you want to keep it, is it? So don't follow the instructions of the mind for a week. Are you going to try doing that? And you might, and don't make it like a war with the mind. When we get into a war with the mind, then it becomes like a big battle. Just play it like a game. You say, okay, the mind is trying to tell me, get up, see your email, okay, what are you doing here? All these kinds of things, just ignore. And let life run your life for you. It sounds very weird, I know initially. It does. But if you have some openness, and you can do this, the ability of life or of any external event to make you suffer will go away. Isn't that a great deal? I can't think of a better deal than that. What's coming up? Share, it's okay, it's good to expose.
You ask me not to listen to my mind,
Yes.
but I tell my mind what I have to listen to.
How?
Whatever I feel is right, maybe.
And, okay, so tell your mind one thing now.
I keep telling many things, so I don't know.
So give me an example right now. Tell your mind something right now. Can't be so tough. Because you yourself said I tell my mind many things. At least one now you can tell. For me you can tell.
With respect to it.
Just anything. Tell your mind whatever comes. Just see it and then expose it here. This is what I told my mind.
I'm going to tell my mind not to think too much.
And this is not a thought? Where did this come from? Did you know before this thought came that this is going to be the thought that comes?
Well, no.
So this is also mind. You getting what I'm saying? So we feel that we control this thing called the mind. It's completely our servant, it just follows our direction. It's not true. Not yet true.
It has to be true.
It will become true. So everything that you feel you are telling the mind is actually just the mind playing games.
Mind asking me to tell the mind.
Because the thought which you said that I'm not going to listen to the mind is also another thought. And the mind is nothing but a bundle of thoughts. Have you looked at it this way before?
No.
Are you willing to try it?
Yes. So if I don't listen to my mind,
Yes.
what do I do?
Let life flow, give you that answer. Don't try to predict what's going to happen, because immediately what will happen is the mind will come up with this fear. Won't I lose my job? Won't I, I'll be sitting at home, or won't I become a mass murderer? All these thoughts will come, isn't it? None of this will happen.
At least a mass murderer thought will
At least that guarantee I got. Life does not need our intervention, or life does not need our mind's intervention. And I'm not saying this with the intent to make you believe me right now. I'm saying experiment with it, play with it. And then if you can come back and tell me this is how I'm still suffering, irrespective of not listening to my thoughts, then I would love to have that discussion. Who is not suffering in this world?
How is mind telling that we are suffering?
Okay, but who is, can you give me an example of somebody who is not suffering?
At least I have not seen anyone.
So it doesn't matter what your life circumstances are. Be the richest, the poorest, you have great relationships, horrible relationships. The mind is always there, and it ensures the suffering is there. It lets us play around for a while. It gives us a few of those moments of joy. It's like, wow. But then again, bye-bye. But if you don't follow this, and it becomes easier and easier, then nothing will have the ability to make you suffer. And all that is needed is for you to have this little bit of openness. Most of the world, 99.99% of the world, if they hear this kind of stuff, they're like, this is complete nonsense. Right? So at least in the first satsang, you remove that complete from there. This might be still nonsense, but at least, it's not complete nonsense. They're willing to give it a try. That much openness is there.
I don't get the word nonsense.
Very good. And if you look at this together, I can tell you that in a few weeks, the transformation that you saw there, you will see here. No?
So the first step would be not to listen to the mind.
Or just, even simpler than that, just observe what the mind is telling you. And how your life seems to be slave to these thoughts which come to you, which seem to have said, these are your thoughts. You're convinced that they're your thoughts, isn't it? But if I were to tell you they're just arising from nowhere and going into nowhere, and they're not really yours.
And whose is it?
We'll come to that question. But for now, just look at them. What are they trying to tell you? How strong? Which ones are really strong? Which ones are just like, we get lots of thoughts actually. Many of them don't have any impact at all because they don't have anything to do with our identity. Right? So if a random thought comes that one day I have to really, play this very interesting game, it won't have that much. It won't make you suffer so much unless it becomes a really strong desire. It won't make you really suffer so much. But one day, if a thought comes that I'm hopeless at my job, that kind of thought can really make you suffer. Because part of your identity is to be good at your job. Anyway, just for now, just watch what these thoughts try to tell you. Even about satsang. While you're sitting there, sitting here, when you go back, just see what is the message they're trying to convey to you. You do that?
You have started.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just one question in connection to what you answered about the thoughts. When the thoughts are arising, and you asked him to observe that, right? So that's where that sense of ownership comes. I mean, for me, as I've been following Ramana Maharshi and stuff like that, and see, the sense of ownership is the thoughts which are arising, I am aware of it. Like whatever that thing, what we call as awareness or whatever, consciousness. I don't want to get into the
technicality,
but I'm certain that there is some kind of a privacy with about my thoughts, right? I mean, for example, I don't know what Mr. Rahul is thinking for the last 5 minutes, because it is his thoughts. So that's where the duality comes in, where it's there is something which clearly, I mean, I was discussing this. I mean, there is that sense of I, that sense of me is there. I mean, I do not want to get caught into the debating point of view, but what I am saying is if it's I who can decide where, if I want to raise my hands, I can raise my hands. Can I raise his hands? Or can I read what is happening or what is arising in your field of consciousness? I mean, no. So that's where I think it's my thoughts are private to me. So, and that's one of the reasons why I see that there is a need for me to do something about those thoughts. I mean, I just cannot say, okay, I'm on the thoughts and the thoughts are arising and then it's fine. No, it's my thoughts. and there is some kind of a private connection with me. That's what I feel. I mean, this might also be a thought. I mean, I know that you would say that.
What I was going to say was that can you confirm?
No, just for the sake of argument. See, what I'm saying is there is that sense of separateness. I mean, for lack of better words, I call that I am a separate entity because my perceptions, what I am going through, it's more than a thought because I know it. I mean, I know that there is something, this thing, right? I mean, that some kind of a knowing is there.
It makes sense. It makes sense. No, it's good. So, can you validate the existence of Rahul? How do you know that he even exists? Whether he has thoughts or not is secondary, isn't it? Isn't it? First, we have to be sure that all these beings that I see around me, are they real? There is nobody who can validate that. Because like you said, I cannot read what Arjun is thinking right now. So I don't even know whether he has thoughts.
No, but is that proof that, does it mean that you can rule out that thoughts are not arising to this person?
No. I'm just saying that if you are not able to confirm,
I am not able to perceive it, or I am not able to investigate it because my perceptions are limited. My mind is limited.
So let me give you another example. Right? Tonight you go to sleep. Right? You'll have a dream. Suppose you have a dream.
Okay.
In which there are another hundreds of people that come. Right? Now, will those people have thoughts? In the dream they seem like they're behaving very normal. Are they your thoughts or their thoughts?
Correct. Okay, now I get
So in the same perspective, there's no way in which we can say that this is not just another dream. So that is why when Maharaj said that the only thing we can truly say is the truth, is that I am. And even at the end, even that I am is not true. When I say Maharaj, you know, Nisargadatta Maharaj, have you heard of him?
Yes.
So he used to say that. So what do we know for sure is true? What do we know really for sure that is true? Because it is true, it's not a thought which is telling me this, I know this for a fact.
So basically it's just a belief. I mean, I think that people sitting here are all like real people with thoughts and feelings. And that's when people laugh at me when I speak like this.
No, they laugh at me all the time. They laughing with me, right?
What is wrong with this guy?
No, this is crazy talk. This is the place for crazy talk.
But don't you think that we realize see, when you give the analogy of a dream,
Yes.
I said, yeah, fine, it makes sense. Why? Because I'm not in the dream, right? After you wake up from the dream, then if you tell me, okay, those people who are sitting there in the dream, were they real? Okay,
What if you were to wake up right now?
No, correct. You spoke about those dream people who were
So I'm
apparently
saying-
during the dream.
Yeah.
So that's precisely what I'm trying to say. During those like 2-3 minutes when I was dreaming,
When did
that
It's okay, nothing will happen to you.
I'm sorry, I don't know how this works.
It's fine. Come.
No, the analogy is like really, it made sense. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I, the doubt kind of dissipated. But the irony is the illusory nature of those people in my dream, right?
Yes.
That seeing happens only after after I wake up. It doesn't happen during the dream. And unfortunately,
some people they have this concept.
No, that lucid dreaming, I've heard it, but then it's not coming out of my direct experience. Yeah, no. Because if that would be the case, then I would like my life would be
so
beautiful.
What is your experience is that you have this life, right? And when you sleep, you have dreams.
Correct, but is it possible for you to be in the dream and being fully aware of the fact that you're dreaming?
Yes.
I mean, is that?
Yes.
I mean,
That is lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreaming, right? So it's like paradoxical to me. The moment you're aware of it, you're no longer dreaming.
Yes.
I mean, the dream has to.
Even now, when we are aware that we are dreaming, then we stop dreaming. It happens here as well, so-called here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when we become aware that we are dreaming, then the dream ceases or loses the ability to make us suffer.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So you mean to say that there are those temporary bouts of periods when you're conscious about the true
you
nature?
can have these temporary insights, or once you experience for yourself your true nature, and you're clear that this is what I've always been, then all of this becomes just a play that is going on.
Correct, but in relation with the day-to-day transactions, what I do, like I drive my car and I take it out now and then
And
for
that does not
practical
stop.
purpose, yeah.
Those don't stop. Even in a lucid dream, when you're aware of the dream.
No, but in the lucid dream,
Yeah.
it's okay if I crash my car. I mean, like I know that it's an illusion, right? It like I need not have to. If I have a flat tire, then probably it's like I need not have to like kick the thing and like feel fret about
But
it.
one of the things that you will come to realize when you realize your true nature is that you will also see that you are not the doer anyway of any of this.
Yeah, that is at the root of my question. So it's like that. See, now there is the sense of I, which is the doer and the seer and the perceiver, and then.
Okay, let's take a simple action.
See that
you
sense.
are sure is your action. Let's take a simple, because doership is what you're asking about. Take a simple action which you're sure is your action.
No, at least there is some kind of intention.
What is an intention?
It's like, see, you asked me to come from there to here. I came. I'm pretty sure that this is my action. I mean, like what I'm saying is, what you are referring to is the decision making which is happening, right? So at every moment we are making decisions. Some are small decisions.
What is the basis
some
of
are
this? So
sorry.
thought comes. So when I made that invitation to you,
Correct. So
thought could have come. Don't go there. Why should you have to listen to him? Correct. If that was the compelling thought in the moment, you would not have moved, isn't it?
No, exactly. So that's what I'm trying to. But it's, so that do you mean
And
to say
did
that
you
the thought
create
is
that thought?
dictating my
Yes.
life? No, I'm very serious about this.
They're just laughing because they can relate it to themselves. They're not laughing at
No,
you.
it's like what I'm saying is like I wake up very late, so I set the alarm at 9 o'clock or even in the morning. That's going to be like early morning, and I have obviously, to give a concrete example, the alarm is ringing. Okay, one thought says that okay I should wake up, and another thought says it's fine. I mean, like, so there is, but ultimately if you end up waking up,
whatever is the more compelling thought.
no, but is that a cosmic event which is beyond my control? I mean, like, is that what you're saying, that, you know, like...
Did you create it? Did you create the compelling nature of the thought which you follow? Tomorrow the alarm rings. Can you predict which thought will come first? Or can you predict that the other thought will also come? Maybe that one thought will come with the don't wake up.
Yeah, but when we talk about this doership, that individual doership, it's like when I have a shoot at 9:30, let's say, then it's, do you think can I blame it on the destiny or something like that? No, I will definitely blame it on,
washing our hands of responsibility, although there are many people who use this concept as a shield for their own ego.
Correct, yeah.
You know, they use this, you hear this very often in the Veda circles, that it's all God.
Yeah.
It's all God's doing. But the way they think is when it comes from their mouth, you don't see it in their eyes. That surrendered. So they're just using it as another mental concept or an egoic concept.
Yeah, that surrender is the word that was coming to. So that part I honestly have difficulty in understanding that intellectually. I mean, of course, this is we are exploring what my individual experience is. So in my experience, of course I understand these concepts like non-duality and whatever little I have read and discussed, and they think that most of our sufferings are due to our identification with this illusory separate self, that we think that I'm a separate self, and then that's the root of illusion, which
and
is
what
called
perpetuates this belief?
No, I'm just trying to reporting what I've read. So suffering comes. So I want to explore from somebody who has actually experienced the absence of that self. If anybody, I would definitely like to like the person to share their views on in their day-to-day functioning in transactional life.
Yes.
See, this is, as a concept, it's beautiful, but then when in a
When the
daily
rubber hits the road and there's a deadline, that's what you're asking?
yeah, I mean, though from one different point of view, this is all a dream we are living in, which we are not woken up from. But that understanding itself, if it is a conviction, that will change the way you behave with people. Like that's what.
So
the
if I were to say, just distill your question into one sentence, what is your question?
How do you say that there is no separate entity which is, just giving this example, I came and sat here. So I want to understand whether there is nothing in me, I mean, not as an object or this thing, I mean, like, we need not have to label it anything, but don't you think that, I mean, did this entire thing happen just on its own, like the sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening, or is there some individual consciousness or decision making happening, or that is the root of the question, like that individual decision making, because the only experience I have had is only about mine, right? So, it's like,
for there to be an individual decision making happening,
like every action, before every action, however small or however big decision.
If there is to be an individual decision making that happens, first there must be an individual.
Yeah.
Correct? Can you just introduce this individual? Who is it? And don't have to refer, I know you've read Ramana.
Maybe.
Just conversationally, we're just chatting. Who is this individual?
From my point of view, I mean, the decisions like making this body move and making this body walk.
Yeah. Or whose decision? The individuals, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So there is.
Who is this? Who is this? There's something that is
cannot. Yeah. See,
there's something
that who that is not an object for me to show. It's like a laptop. Okay.
Just give me some, yeah. Don't.
But there is a sense of the doer. The doership.
The sense is there. There is a sense that an individual did this, that I'm not attributing.
And also there is a sense that that individual is not somebody else. Like any of these people sitting here are not controlling the way I drive my car. So there is that sense is something which is very intimate to me.
So there is a sense that I am the doer.
I am the doer and I am doing it. Yeah.
It's a sense.
Yeah. It's a
and
sense.
that is perceived by who? So there could be a sense that I am the doer, or there could be another sense that I am not the doer. Both are believed by something, right?
Okay.
Something is paying attention to both these different sets of thoughts and giving their belief. So if you were to poll this room, half will say I am the doer, half will say I am not the doer. Right? It's a thought which becomes gets attention and belief and becomes like a real strong concept for us, isn't it?
Okay.
So who is the one who is giving this attention to this thought?
Yeah, like I said, it's not an object for me to give any dimensions to that.
Just give me some.
It's just
like when we talk
even,
about love.
Even when you say exactly. So
we
love or
we can't say
anything.
this is love, but we can say love is so great, so good.
Even when you say anger or anything else, it's just an energy you feel rising in you, and then.
So is the one who's giving attention also an energy field? Does it have ups and downs? Like energy goes up, comes down, right?
No, it's an open empty. It allows all everything ups and downs to. Yeah.
So even without the visualization of it, it's always there, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
The one who controls attention. You feel that is real?
The ever-present nature of that.
The controller of attention, let's just call it that for the sake of this conversation.
Sorry?
The controller of attention.
Controller of attention. I would say all these thoughts are arising and actions are happening. I mean,
No, so let's just say with that.
Yeah.
So we think thought comes up. We
Yeah.
slow it down really slow so we can really look at this. A thought comes. Says, this is crazy stuff, right? A thought comes.
Okay.
Now, is there something which can decide whether to give it attention or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
There is?
Yeah. There is.
So, suppose it is not given attention, right?
Means you ignore the thought.
Ignore the thought,
Yeah.
perfectly.
Okay.
And there could be another thought which there's a decision, there's give it full attention.
Okay. It's like you pick this thought or you ignore this thought. So that's.
So who is this decision maker?
Yeah. So that is the decision-making entity which I call as my individual
Where
separate
is
self.
it?
So it's and that is the one which is perceiving my thoughts, which are private to me, which my thoughts are not known by the people.
Okay. So
So that is the entity. So just because I am unable to define it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
This I is the same as that?
Yes, this I is the. I mean that's which is probably or which is the only I who is responsible for my
So
actions.
the I which is speaking now,
Yes.
it's the same I which is deciding what to give attention to or not?
It can't be different because if that I which is, then I wouldn't be speaking this, right? I mean, if that I is different from what the I that is speaking this,
Can you just
why would I
look
be
at-
speaking
Can
it?
you just look at this and confirm that this is true? Because there is a perceiving even of this speaking happening, isn't it? And even to what is being said from here, there can be a decision whether to give it attention or not.
Yeah, the very reason that I'm speaking this out instead of masking this away.
Yeah.
That means it is the decision is already taken that okay, these words can come out. I mean, see, whatever we think, do we voice them out to people? No, we filter them, right? I mean, like there is some kind of a filtration happening. I don't know whether people can. Like everything that comes in your mind, you say to people like, "What an ugly dress you're wearing." No, we obviously do not do that. So don't you think that there is a conscious decision making happening at the back of everything?
So what is the basis?
Is it
of
socially appropriate? Is it socially inappropriate? So all that filtering, there is something which is. So what is that identity? I think that is my personal identity. So that's where the problem
So
lies.
can you? No problem.
No, because that's where I'm totally off from this concept of non-duality and the separate self.
Don't have to be into non-duality.
No, I mean from the.
Don't have to be. We're just talking about what is true. If it falls into non-duality, let it fall there. If it falls into duality, if it falls into bhakti, everything is fine. No? We're just talking about what is true. It doesn't matter whether what stream of.
Yeah, but correct. But then, when learned people say that it's an illusion,
Yeah.
and then I do not see that illusion,
That's fine.
then I have this curiosity to find that out.
So,
It's like
so just staying with what you were saying, that a thought comes
yeah,
and then there's either attention given or not given.
yeah.
Can you tell me how that decision is made?
I think that decision is made through my conditioning and a lot of stuff. I don't think there's going to be, and I've actually not explored that process of decision making.
You should, no? Because
Yeah.
is there enough time for the conditioning to come in and say no, this thought, that means more thoughts have to come for the conditioning to come into play. I'm talking about real time. We've really slowed it down. A thought is coming, and we are deciding whether to give it attention or not. Who controls this, and what is that process is what we should look into. If we are talking about doership. Wouldn't that be interesting to
But
see?
spontaneously thoughts arise, but spontaneously can actions also be arising?
Yes. Why not? Because your action can either be after thought coming and you buying it,
Yeah.
or it can be just reflex. This computer is humming, I catch it. Was there a thought?
Okay, reflex.
In both cases, you have to find out what is the
Reflexes
mechanics of-
are more of a habit, or it's a involuntary, it's a trained, because it doesn't need the decision making at all. You just habitually do some stuff without even being aware of it.
So what we are now getting into is, a thought is coming, how do we make the decision whether to give it attention or not?
Yeah. No, first I have to understand the nature of the person who is the central character
I'm
of
not
the...
talking about anybody else, only of you. For you, when a thought comes, who decides whether this thought deserves attention or not?
The specific example of this alarm clock running,
Okay.
and there's a thought coming that, I want to wake up. Another thought is saying,
Yeah.
I'm too lazy
Yeah.
and I don't want to.
Yeah.
So don't you think if my laziness outweighs my wisdom, I'll sleep for another half an hour. That's why the snooze button is there, right?
But we are talking about something
So-
which is at a deeper level.
No, I mean, just to give
So
one
what we are-
real life example.
In your example, how it is different is that there are two thoughts, both were given attention to. No?
Means both were conscious. I mean, like I was conscious of both the thoughts, and that is what is called as the conflict, right? The conflicting thoughts.
So let's take I'd use these exaggerative examples just
Okay,
to make a
fine.
point clear.
Okay.
So if a thought comes now, I should really become a pilot.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right now, based on your attention and belief into that thought, you could change your entire life's paradigm based on this one thought, isn't it? Now, what is it? And if you were not to pay any attention,
Okay.
pilot, out. So then, who is the one who decided whether to do that out or whether to keep and listen? That is all I'm
Correct,
asking.
correct,
That is all I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay. There's no specific answer from my experience,
But it
because
can be looked at. Because what we are saying, having our doership or my doership, it's very dependent on this, isn't it?
Correct. So I get.
So don't let the mind now come in and say, well, this one is too abstract or it's too vague or whatever, right? Really look at it. I can promise you the developers will be very good at looking at this question.
And how do I go deeper into that?
So when-
how do I explore this phenomenon of decision making?
When you look at thoughts which come,
Yeah.
there are some which attention will be given to.
Means some
and
you will go by what the thought
not
says.
not even follow, not even translate into action.
Huh.
There are some thoughts, there are like thousands of thoughts which come, right?
Correct.
Only some get our attention. Some are just, they just
yeah.
come and go, right? So can you just watch this process? Why some are given attention and why some are not? And who is the one deciding to give that attention?
And who is giving attention to those thoughts?
We'll try that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hand must be paining already. Became too technical? Please, yeah.
What is heart's involvement here?
What do you mean by heart? See, because why I'm asking is, because most times when in the regular day-to-day conversation when we refer to heart, most people refer to it as the emotional center. So means following a feeling comes and you follow that feeling, that is what most people refer to as heart. But if you read Ramana or if you read any of the other teachers, the heart is really a representation of the self itself. So when you're talking about the heart, are you talking about the emotional aspect of things or something deeper?
But what is right?
Right. That is more of an intuitive quality, no?
Sometimes you may feel, you can get convinced that this is right, but sometimes you know that that is also not right. That's where heart comes into it.
So you're referring to more of an intuitive feeling which arises from within and it gives us clarity, no? Yeah, that is very important. In fact, when the mind interference stops and we are able to just keep it aside and use it only for practical purposes, then there's a pure intuition here which shows you, okay, take this step next, take this step next. Life can operate from that space actually. It's a beautiful space. But just make sure that when you're, it's not the mind which is saying I am the heart and do this. And what is the way to make sure? Do you know? So I said make sure, but is there a way that in which we can make sure?
I mean, you will be convinced.
No, the mind is a great salesman. It's a great salesman. Say, believe this thought and otherwise your life will be miserable, or believe this thought otherwise you'll lose out on millions.
This is not related to the decision making.
Okay.
It's just that you will know that it's true. Whether you are involved or not, whether someone says it's right or wrong, whatever it is. But at the end, you know it's true.
Take an
I
example.
got such a feeling.
Let's take an example. Sorry, I keep asking you for example.
Then the conflict comes.
And who's looking at that?
I have to.
You have to.
But finally, there's an answer.
Yes. No question will be left unanswered, I can promise you. No?
Continuing from what you were talking to him about emotions,
Yeah.
right? So you should let go, like just like thoughts, feelings also keep coming.
Yes.
Right? And it is up to you whether you want to pay attention to those feelings or not. But sometimes you get carried away, right?
Yes.
with the feelings.
Yes.
So, and when you get so carried away that you reach a point where you feel that you're really unhappy,
Yes.
how do you, I think that time it's a pretty difficult time to convince or to be in just, because if you're just being in the state of being, and if you reach that point where you are totally involved in that feeling, it's a very suffering.
Yes. But imagine, it's a perfect system. Imagine a situation where you got completely carried away and there was no suffering in return. Then you could be in a carried away state for how many lifetimes?
So the suffering comes in
It's
because of
pure grace, isn't it? It's pure grace. It's like you're walking the wrong path, buddy, and when you come back. But the mind will still come in and say, little more and we can still make this work. And then more suffering comes. I believe in the Quran it is said somewhere that the prayer is, "O Father, make those who go away from me, make them weary, so that they may come back home." So if we keep listening to the one who's trying to make us believe that we are separate individuals, then if no suffering were to happen, then it would be a forever thing. Most people who are here have suffered a lot. Otherwise they cannot have the openness even to come to a satsang. It's very rare, very few. Like you hear stories of Ramana, who as a very young child just had this awakening experience. But otherwise most people who come to satsang are really, their ego has been smashed all over the place. How many can say in this room that they suffered a lot and hence started looking for answers?
Then how do you start? I mean, how do you, come to that point where you feel that okay, this is how much I've suffered, in the physical sense of the body and mind and heart and the feeling part of it. How do you move on from there? How do you, keep going on from there?
This is a good way to start.
It's a very slow process. In some way you want to hurry up and...
Come here. The slowness or the fastness of it is directly proportional to your openness. You're going to be, let me evaluate every step and then jump. And really slow. That's also okay. But if there's complete openness, it doesn't take time. Because the truth is always present. What kind of truth would it be if it is not present even right now? The self is always present. God is here now. But if we have a divided faith between our own minds and God, then slowly, it's okay.
I think it's taking its own sweet time to, every time there is a conflict between feelings and thoughts, I have a tough time. I suffer a lot. And
when strong feelings come, then our thoughts are just trying to interpret them mostly, is what I've seen.
Yeah, it's a constant. Earlier with me, I used to, most of the time the cause of my suffering used to be external. Now I've seen over a period of time it's all internal.
It always was, that's what you're seeing, right? That the event could be anything, but what made me suffer is my belief in something which is not true.
In sense, maybe I used to blame others.
Yes, exactly.
Now I know that it's irrespective of it.
And that even that blame was arising internally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So the cause of the suffering was this blame which was arising internally. Otherwise, how can these external events have any impact here?
But now I feel that some way or the other I was responsible and I suffer even more. Because there is a conflict between feelings and thoughts, and it's even more...
But both can be let go of or no?
Sorry?
Both can be let go of or no?
Yes, I have let go of them at many times. But then there are times when I get totally confused.
Pulled into them, but right now they can be let go of them.
Yes, they can be, but I'm not at peace.
Yeah, so you can see that you are holding on to them, isn't it?
Yes.
So all it needs is for you to stop doing that. It's only because we believe there is some value in it, for me, or there's some sense of justice in it, or there's some sense of identity which we've created around it, which makes us hold on to these concepts, which do nothing but make us suffer.
I get confused a lot. I mean, there's no stability at all.
You cannot get confused if you don't hold on to anything.
I don't have any stability in the sense of, there's nothing that I stick on to.
That's very good. That's the best thing. If you don't stick on to any thought or feeling, it's really
but then I'm okay with that, but then nobody else around me
who
makes
cares?
No, but then I feel miserable either way,
You don't hold on to that. I know I'm just exaggerating, but I'm showing you that this is how we make ourselves suffer. First, okay, now we've learned after coming to many satsangs that my own thoughts are not that important, so I let them go. But now we picked up that this person's thoughts are very important. Why? What he thinks about me is very important. Why?
Yeah, because we have given that importance.
Exactly, why? If our own thoughts are just coming up and can be let go of, then why should we bother so much about being a slave to other person's thoughts now? It's just replacing one form of slavery with another. And I'm not saying that you purposely have to be like this reckless person who's, making sure he's not conforming with other people's thoughts. Just saying that when you follow your heart, then you don't have to be in a closet about it. Maybe it's a relevant time to be talking about these things, but there's a huge spiritual closet that all of us live in. Oh, I'm a spiritual person, but I shouldn't tell my family because then they won't understand and they'll start getting worried about me. No, it's a very important closet that all of us have built for ourselves, and we confine ourselves to it. Why? If you are swinging to our own beat, then we cannot stop doing that just because X person thinks this or another person thinks.
What if your loved ones tell you something and that is in internal conflict with what your own preferences?
You have to look at what they are saying. I'm not saying ignore everything that they are saying. You have to look at what they are saying, look at what you are feeling intuitively about that, and then follow or reject based on that. Same way when you look at a thought that comes up, you have to intuitively check whether it's true or not.
Sometimes I feel like just running away from this whole place.
It will not help. Because what we are trying to run away from is still here. And it goes with us. So many people want to renounce this world, go to farms, go to ashrams. How does it help? Because what they needed to renounce is still with them.
I mean, I don't want to be, sometimes I become so cynical and so pathetic that I feel I don't want to be around anybody. And I just want to be, that's it. I don't want any external...
And that is why God is never so unkind to make all your desires come true. No, because what kind of enlightened being would you be if you were to be put in a space with 5-6 of your close loved ones? You would lose all of that.
But then that's what I'm saying. Why these fluctuations of highs and lows? I have experiences where I love everything. Everything is so perfect. Externally, I'm talking about. Internally, there is always some or the other thing that is going on, right? And then there are suddenly some lows, and then you are like...
But even these experiences are perceived on.
Yes, they are.
And the perceiving is affected by them? If the question makes sense?
No, the perceiving doesn't get it. The perceiving is on.
So are you closer to perceiving or to the experiencing?
Sometimes I get closer to experience. That's when I think the detachment.
So how do you move in this position?
Up and down.
No. When you say that, okay, I'm usually closer to perceiving, but sometimes I'm so close to the events or feelings or whatever. How do you move like this? By giving it your attention.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I get carried away.
So, unless we are investing attention into something, it does not become real for us. So, if you were to withdraw the attention from it and keep it at home, then what could touch you?
But aren't these things the same thing that we experience over and over and still don't get it?
If you're not getting it, you will experience them over and over. And that is also grace, isn't it? If you were to fail an exam and still we could move to the next class, then that would not be a good system.
There have been satsangs where I have felt amazing, where I
Yes.
have totally been in sync with all the, like, all the energy, everything has been perfect. And there have been satsangs where I have felt totally miserable.
Yeah.
So, in spite of knowing things, in spite of understanding.
Did you create either of these feelings?
Any?
Either of these feelings, did you create them? It's just that you gave attention to them, isn't it?
Yes.
But the one who was feeling, or the one who gave the attention to either great experience or horrible experience, was that impacted by either of those experiences? Can you identify who that is?
Who is what?
Yeah, the one who is looking at this feeling which was great, and the one who is looking at this feeling which is horrible. Who is that?
The mind of things.
You have to look at it.
I get attached, so I say it's me. I get attached to the event or to the situation, and I get consumed or involved in it. And so that's why when I'm experiencing good moments and good time, it's like very good. And when it's
But you want to be free from all this, isn't it?
yes.
Or you want to just be free from the bad and the good times should stay over?
Selfishly, I want to be free from the bad. But because it's obviously
It's true. It's true.
But I don't know if it's possible for me to detach from both the good and the bad. Obviously, I'm biased towards the good, and I look forward to more of those kind of experiences. Right? There is
You name
only
one point where you suffered without believing a thought.
one point where I suffered without.
Believing a thought.
Can't remember.
Because there are none. Simple, no? We just complicate it needlessly. Right?
Right.
So you can use it to your advantage. Now when some thought makes you suffer, it shows you this is my area of attachment still and this is what I need to let go of. Therefore when it comes up, it is a sign of grace that okay, this I hadn't looked at, it's still here.
So that's why even over a period of lifetime, if we don't learn or if we don't settle those issues, we take another person and keep solving the same problem over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to stretch it so far, but yeah, I would
Because
make it.
it happens with me all the time. I don't know. I feel that.
But you want it to be over in this lifetime.
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that.
Then when there is complete clarity about that, when you come and say, finish it off, then that thing you spoke about speed, that will not be there.
About what?
Speed, but why it's so slow? When you're like completely done with it and say, just take all of this away, then it will happen like that.
But in a way it is, I mean, like I told you, the good experiences make you equally greedy also, going through those ups and downs, right? It's only the suffering that makes you feel run away from it. But the good experiences never feel like, oh, I still want to go away from that. So that
So,
is the catch to
so
me.
when a child goes out to play, having a great time. Then after a while it starts to feel hungry, thirsty, it starts to miss his mother and all of that. Suppose if that were not to happen, that suffering would not come, would it ever go back home?
Obviously not.
It will just keep having a good time. So there is an inner need in us to come back home. There is an inner need in us to see what is true. And that is why when there is a discrepancy between that and our set of beliefs and concepts, then suffering arises. So again I'm saying it's pure grace that it does. And then what we can do is become more and more obsessive about and say, why does it happen to me? Why does it happen to me? That is exactly what the mind wants you to do. Rather than looking at what are the thoughts I'm believing to make me suffer, we start saying, why does this always happen? I thought I was beyond all this. I've come for a few satsangs, it should be over by now. All these thoughts will come.
Cessation of thoughts.
Cessation.
Is that what intended?
Is that
No
what?
thoughts at all. I mean, I perceive that sometimes.
Okay.
Nothing. Just nothing. I perceive color, light, everything, but there is nothing. So what do you think? I mean, it's a starting point of that. You have to come to that stage by not doing something. Or
You want to be in a state where there are no thoughts.
No, I don't want to be in that state.
Okay.
I want to know that it's the state where the reflection of self will be realized, or I don't know how to put it in my words, because there is nothing to describe it. If I sit here, there is no thought, I just listen, but there is no judgments, there is no deductions, there is no analysis, just being. Not just being, but I'd say just listening. Nothing is there. I understand, but there is no. I can understand what you're saying, what is happening. Everything is very slow for me right now. So but what?
I have no idea what you're asking, but you can come here.
Do that.
So everything is slowed down because you're in satsang.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
It's always like this.
It's always quiet.
Always quiet.
Oh, beautiful.
Nothing. I
And
just
what
want
should be there?
I wanted to ask you, is it? I have a feel that it's a state where it's an oblivion state, or it's a state where I will the self will reflect automatically. Or
What does it mean, self will reflect?
I don't know, because I have the thing is maybe I've read a lot of books,
Yeah.
and then went into stage by stage, and you will have, but and then I've read what you told also sometimes, and what I've read, and Ramana also says it's like I'll have another question about that anyway.
Okay.
But
Sure.
I'm sure. You tell me, when you are so joyous,
Yeah.
and you cannot even define the state as joy or miserable,
Yeah.
a state beyond that.
Okay.
What is that state? Because you cannot describe it.
A stateless state. No, is that a state really?
How can I
You're
explain my
talking
word?
about.
Because
You're talking about. There's a perceiving
yeah,
of joy or misery.
yeah. I can perceive there is no thought.
You can. There's a perceiving even that there is no thought coming.
Yeah, I
Right?
can
But the
see it.
perceiving is there,
Yes,
and clearly you are that awareness.
yes.
Now, what do you want?
I don't want anything. Tell me it's correct or not.
Yeah.
So,
But I will not give you a certificate that you got something.
right, right. So, how now the progression of what I have heard from Muji, what I have read from Nisargadatta, or what I have read from Papaji will happen to me?
Awareness is worried about this.
I am aware of my perception.
And it's worried about this.
When I read those books, when I see the videos, then I get worried. Otherwise, I'm not worried.
Okay, so it's what you are saying is it is clear to me that I am pure awareness. But
I think it is partial, little bit intellectual, little bit experienced, and a little bit I can see that, I would say. I can see that, yes. I do. It's like, I'll tell you a very, very good example. If there is a pricking for something happens for test, right? Something is going to prick you. I can see that it's gonna prick me. I can
Yes.
see that the pain will come.
Yes.
I can see that the pain, how the pain will make me feel,
And this I is who?
which is beyond all this, which is beyond the experiencer.
Which is beyond the experiencer.
Because I know I would be the experiencer.
You mean the body will be the experiencer?
Yes, I can see the pain will come. Even if pain comes, I would see my reactions, but it would just be for me. It's okay.
Is there a person there who's seeing all of this?
Now that I have to look and tell you.
Please. That is the whole thing.
Can you pinch me?
That is an unusual request.
Carry some angels along.
Something is here. I don't know what is it.
That is seen or not?
Yeah.
Who sees?
If I say me, you will have another question.
Yeah.
I cannot define who.
But you're willing to look at it or not?
That's why I'm here.
So don't believe all this mind stuff which is coming up.
What is my stuff?
What is that you will ask me this and you will say this? What is it? Is it coming from awareness?
Oh, I was making fun of it. Not a problem with it.
Okay. No, but you know what happens is the mind can be very subtle in this way. In that critical moment, it can come up with these very humorous things.
Yeah. When I start looking into it, my palpitation goes up. Something I'm afraid of. I don't know what is that.
Yeah, but I'm there with you too.
Yeah.
Make sure nothing will happen.
Something darkness.
The darkness, but there's a perceiving of the darkness also.
Yes. I can perceive darkness. I'm okay.
That was a leap again. Right? So there's a perceiving of the darkness.
Yes.
Is there a perceiver which the perceiving is reporting to? Can you check?
No, I am the perceiver.
You are the perceiver.
I am identified with the perceiver.
Where is the perceiver in relation to the perceiving?
There's the distance between that two. I can see the perceiving as well.
You can see the perceiving without perceiving?
No, I cannot see.
There is a perceiving which is now created. There's a visual of this perceiving being created which is being perceived by perceiving.
Yeah.
But still the perceiving is the same.
Yes.
So is there a perceiver to which the perceiving is reporting?
Yes.
Who is this?
That's where I am not able to.
You can do it right now. Don't
Little
worry.
bit.
Don't leave any other thought. So there is a perceiving that is very clear.
Yes.
Can you tell me one thing about the perceiver? Just one thing, because we are so convinced that there seems to be this perceiver.
It is present and
There is a presence here.
Yeah.
There is a presence here.
Mm.
Maharaj also called I am.
Mm.
That is also perceived.
Well, I can tell you, I can listen. I'm able to listen to you. I can hear you.
Yeah.
And whatever the meaning that your words are generating, I can understand that.
Yes, very good.
But at the same time, I mean, I'm not the understanding. I'm the one who who understands that, who knows that this is getting understood. My position is that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the question was, who is the perceiver to which the perceiving is reporting?
I think I'm being very fast right now. Look into it.
It's actually not a difficult question.
Yeah.
It's very straightforward. There's a perceiving, which is perceiving all of this, and perceiving internally as well. Who is this perceiving reporting to?
Me.
Who is this me? That's just a label. So we cannot afford at this stage to put a label and then forget about the question. Yeah? Me is what? It's only a label, isn't it? But if me is real, then what is this me?
But then I cannot describe in other words. Maybe my vocabulary is not that sound to express the right feeling about it.
Anything, even far off track, can you just express in any way? What is the distance between this perceiving and you?
I can see that, I can feel that, I can hear that.
The distance?
Yes.
Can you show me how? So there's a perceiving of this hand.
Yeah.
There's a perceiving. Just be with that perceiving.
Mm.
And now tell me, what is the distance between the perceiver and the perceiving, or you and the perceiving? Don't visualize anything else. No creativity at all. Where is the seer?
Here.
You with me? Okay.
Quality of that seer, I'll tell you, because I'm not able to describe the distance.
Okay.
It is unmoved.
Um,
Whatever happens, unmoved. It doesn't have any feeling about it. It understands the feeling, but it is unmoved. Though I sometimes become angry, but I know that I'm angry.
This seer become angry?
No,
That is also seen.
it's also seen.
So are you closer to that or to this?
Closer to that. Depends.
Depends on?
Depends on the person with whom I'm angry.
Depends on where you put your attention.
Yes.
That is the only thing it depends. Is it not?
I think the attention goes only when it is needed.
Attention sometimes also goes to where are strong areas of identity. If I strongly believe I'm
I agree to that.
great
I
at
agree
something,
to- I agree
then
to
if
that.
somebody says you're horrible at this,
I agree to that.
then immediately condition.
But I can see that.
I say
Now I can see that after the exertions.
I say you're horrible at gymnastics. Will your attention go to this?
Yeah.
Whether you don't know anything, all that you've studied is bakwas.
Mhm.
All the books you've read, you've not understood anything. Somewhere. Because it attacks our identity, these have more potential to affect us. Grab our attention in some way.
Yes. But I understood that
Yes.
the sense of identity has been derived by these beliefs.
Yes.
But then I can see the derivation as well.
Yes. Very good.
So even if it sometimes it's like a button. If it buttons me out and I get ticked out,
Yes.
I can see that I'm ticking out.
Yes.
Then I can let it happen,
Yes.
or I just stop there.
Yes.
That's it. That is my state of being, what do you say, the distance between the perception and the perceived. Now, what I understood from your question is, even the perceiver is perceived. I need to check it, let you know.
What's the time? Somebody gonna sing something? She's singing, you all sing with her. No, Nikita is singing. What do you mean? Guitar?
So these very simple lyrics, we just sing the invitations for everybody to sing along. Not complex.
It is 4 words. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, 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 Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, 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 Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, 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 Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram.
You want to sing something else?
Can I sing after the break?
After the break? After the break?
Maybe somebody else can sing. I just need a few minutes.
Does anybody want some to share something else? Would you like to say something?
Thank you. I had the luck to be here.
Rahulji? You need that still, no? You need that still?
No, I don't. Can I? No, I don't know about that, but I don't think I can sing with you unless you want to strum it along. Can I sit there in front of you? Can I explain the lyrics real quick, just so that it'll be easier to relate? It's a Ravi Das bhajan. It's called Tumse Ho Jodi. One of you played it on the group play. Basically, the translation goes into that you are the one I connect with. I've broken off with everybody else, and this is the true love I have found. It could be Guru, God. The lyrics go on to say that you are the earthen lamp, I am the wick that burns. You are the shrine, I am the devotee that goes to it. You are the mountain, I am the peacock. You are the moon, I am the chakor. Chakor is basically a bird pigeon that longs for the moon but never gets there, and love in a different way. Wherever you go, I want to do seva for you. You are the only one. There's nobody else for me. I shall try and attempt that, please sing along, because one of the verses is very, very repeating. So I'm going to sit in front of you. It will steal my heart. तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, साची प्रीत हम तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, साची प्रीत हम तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, साची प्रीत हम तुमसे ओ जोड़ी। जो तुम गिरिवर तो हम मोरा, जो तुम चांद तो हम हैं चकोरा, जो तुम गिरिवर तो हम मोरा, जो तुम चांद तो हम हैं चकोरा, हम हैं चकोरा। तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, साची प्रीत हम तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, साची प्रीत हम तुमसे ओ जोड़ी। जो तुम दीवाना तो हम बाती, जो तुम तीरथ तो हम जाती, जो तुम दीवाना तो हम बाती, जो तुम तीरथ तो हम जाती, तो हम जाती। तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, तुमसे ओ जोड़ी, साची प्रीत हम जोड़ी साची प्रीत हम तुमसे जोड़ी जहाँ जहाँ जाऊं वहाँ तेरी सेवा तुम सो ठाकुर और न देवा जहाँ जहाँ जाऊं वहाँ तेरी सेवा तुम सो ठाकुर और न देवा और न देवा तुमसे जोड़ी तुमसे जोड़ी साची प्रीत हम तुमसे जोड़ी साची प्रीत हम तुमसे जोड़ी माधवे माधवे तुम ना तोड़ो तो हम नहीं तोड़े तुम संग तोड़े तो कौन संग जोड़े माधवे तुम ना तोड़ो तो हम नहीं तोड़े तुम संग तोड़े तो कौन संग जोड़े कौन संग जोड़े तुमसे जोड़ी तुमसे जोड़ी साची प्रीत हम तुमसे जोड़ी साची प्रीत हम तुमसे जोड़ी साची प्रीत हम तुमसे जोड़ी
Oh yeah.
Just to connect to what you generally preach here, one question I would like to ask is, what is the difference between perceiving and perceiver?
Yes.
Because I thought if I am perceiving something, I should be a perceiver.
It's not so automatic, because what happens is the perceiver presumes that there is an entity who is in charge of the perceiving. So till the perceiving it is pretty clear, no?
Yeah, I can perceive.
So when we invent a perceiver, That means there is an entity which is in charge of the perceiving. So the perceiving is reporting into this perceiver, but nobody investigates the essence of this perceiver. Is it real or not? And if it is real, so we go around spending most of our lives believing that we are the perceiver without ever investigating the reality of this entity. And usually I don't answer the question because then it spoils our own discovery in some sense. But I think there are enough clues there to guide everyone. See, because the automatic presumption of the mind is if there is a perceiving, there must be a perceiver. That automaticity I want to break, if that's a word at all.
Perceiving.
Thank you all so much for coming into Satsang today. It's pure joy to have you over here. We're going to have a small naming ceremony today, and anybody, all are welcome, but it's not essential that you must stay back. So, if you feel like staying, most welcome.
Naming ceremony.
Naming ceremony is mentally yours. Naming the entity which is perceiving.
No. That is beyond names. So what happens somewhere along the journey, and I can share from my own experience, is that there was a strong identity with the former name that I used to carry, and somewhere it came to me that I want to surrender that identity at the feet of the Guru. So the identification with the name Tapan, which is what the name used to be, somehow started feeling very alien to me.
Your name?
Yeah. So I went to Muji and said, will you bless me with another name? And he was kind enough to accede to that request. So to the entity that is perceiving, the name is really not important, it's completely unimportant. But just along the journey, if it comes up in the heart that, that name seems really very alien and I would rather just call myself what the Guru chooses to call me, then this is for those. So there is one here who made that request. So for her we are having the naming ceremony.
I have a request. Maybe next session, it's not guided meditation, but it is a guided inquiring a little bit of 20 minutes. It would be very nice.
Yes.
Because when I try myself, I might be going somewhere which I shouldn't, or maybe I'm going right way. But if you have already realized that, and if you do that, I think at least I have confidence in the process of each mind.
Very much so. In fact, we did that. We've done that a couple of times in the Satsang. Maybe you weren't there, but very much. Just remind me next time.
I see.
So Garima is going to guide me as to how all this is going to happen.
Oh, I was going to say I somebody.
Can we disconnect the computer now? Do we still need it?
I think
Somebody is there?
yeah, someone who's
Okay, let us.
Thank you very much. I'll meet you.
Very happy. Thank you.
Good friendship.
I was my good colleague.
Oh, yeah.
She sent me an invitation.
So happy. So Divya has asked for a new name. And Divya and I have known each other for
22, 23.
23 years now, somewhere around.
24 going to.
So the point behind choosing a new name and how this name came up, and it sort of appealed to me that this would go well with Divya. I don't know whether she'll agree with me or not, but we are beyond that point now. Was that it signifies something that I see in terms of the energy of the person, and also maybe gives a direction for that energy to flow as well. So there's this beautiful name which came to me for you, but it's completely optional for you to accept it or not. And the name is Ganga. Do you accept this name?
Yes, I will.
So pick up one camphor, that is your old identity, Divya, throw it into the fire. Surrender everything that happened with Divya, all the events in her life, are all getting burnt. And then this is a new identity. Pick that up. And also put this in the fire. So that may nothing stay. Everything that is coming may be allowed to go. Nothing stays. You stay as pure as the Ganga herself, and spread that light and spread that joy to everyone that you come across. Now what we're going to do is, you're going to introduce yourself to everyone as Ganga, and while you're doing that, we're going to be chanting Om Namah Shivaya.
Introduce everybody individually.
Yeah, individually meet everyone.
Everybody greets her
As
and says
Ganga.
Jai Ganga.
Jai Ganga!
Jai Ganga.
Jai Ganga.
Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Maybe I didn't believe in gift wrapping.
There's a gift for you from Rahul.
Next time I'll send you.
I just want to, I feel like saying this, but if anybody feels like this, Ananta ji ki
Jai! Sangha ki Jai!
Muji ji ki
Jai! You open this now?
I mean, yeah, we should show the Sangha Bible. It's a rumor, so it's
One more Puma sweater. But this one doesn't shine.
Yeah, that's the best I can manage.
Oh, there's more?
Yes. based on the Krishna bhajan I sang. It was a little symbolic.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Pass it around. And there's a bill.
Oh, sorry. You never know. I told you I can never trust you.
Thank you so much.
This is keeping the Sangha in mind.
Yeah, the Puma. Is this on at all?
No.
I don't think it's on.
Company session.
Thank you so much.
Very nice meeting you personally.
Rahulji's got this packet. You want How long are you here?
I leave tonight.
Leaving tonight?
Let's just wait for this one. Thank you.
It's recording for you.
Yes, or we can just bring the laptop unless you want to keep.
No?
Yeah.
Can take.
I don't know if she's still there. I think.
we take it, don't worry.
Just leave it there. I'll take it.
Making sure everybody picks up something. Okay, she will join. It's okay. Turn it off. Turn it off.
You want to see us all. Okay, let me take you around. Let me
Tired of seeing
if you can, okay. You guys can wave and say hi. Maybe names you might recognize.
Yeah,
Sangeeta, there you go.
Rohit.
This is Rohit.
MDM.
Now MGM, by the way.
Oh, great.
Where can you?
MDG.
MDGM.
No, it will stay the same.
I would take her MGM for this. Prasanna, can you say hi to Priyanka?
Hello. Where?
She's not there, but she can see you guys. She just said I want to see everybody. Vishwas, that's right. Sab ho gaya? Happy? And this is, Jia, can you say hi?
Hi.
There you go. Vaishnavi, say hi. Alexa, say hi. Okay.
Most important thing with Einstein is the correlated energy and mass. So it is clear that in our readers already for thousands of years that it's all just vibration of energy is the same that flows through all the substance. Very soon somebody is going to get a Nobel Prize for saying that there is no actual, when you look at string theory, presume that there is some small substance there vibrating at different frequencies, which is creating different types of but somebody says that there is no actual substance over there, it's pure vibration. Which is what spirituality
No option. We already decided everything.
So-called reality being something that you think out of a space which is like body. So he's basically talking he's talking about the space-time continuum, right? So he's saying there's one big blanket, for example, and from that blanket, that experience, everything changes, right? But then nothing is actually moving, it's just one continuum. So similarly, in Advaita, it is that this entire universe that is being perceived by us is just a projection of awareness itself. So we can slow it down.
So what you are saying is that the word is
it uses the mind as a lens to project events which are required for sort of heal the mind. Just for simplicity and understanding. So mind is not the light. The mind is not they're not having light of its own. It only gets this light from the light of awareness. So when we look at awareness, we're talking about the one that can give attention. It's that attention which gives it real yes or not, like Schrödinger's cat. If there's no observer, then how do we know there's a cat at all over there? So in Advaita also it's the same. If there's no attention on something, it does not exist. It's exactly the same. What the scientists are now saying and what Advaita is saying. Because we put our attention to something, that thing comes alive for us. So it's true in this seeing external world as well as in the internal, so-called internal. So if you are the thought that it can come and go, if we give it our attention, it becomes very real. When we give it this reality, based on being a person, that makes us suffer. Even beyond the space of continuum, we're looking at our life situation. Same principle applies, that if you give it attention only, then it is real. So when we give, especially negative thoughts attention, or thoughts will have a lot of identity, so I am this person, I didn't get your name. So if it is based on Nirupama, should be this way, why is somebody behaving like this with Nirupama? And those are given attention, but that will make suffering happen.
Giving attention as a collective.
There is no collective, in the sense there is only one.
Individuals, they are all collective.
There is no way that also in such a point. There is no way to existence of anybody else. I know, I was looking radical. So the fact is that, can you scientifically prove that this is not a dream or a computer or something? So it is not things. And with the one theory or whatever it's called, it's coming to the same Advaita conclusion. It's all basically one vibration which is just right? But the mind creates a separation. Right? So it says that you are this, you should live your life in this way, you are a goal, you to achieve. And when you look back, you realize that life had its own plan. You want to accept that when you look back. Say, why did I get into this course? Because I was meant to do this. It seems to make a lot of sense. But in the present, when all these are happening, we don't have that trust. That it will still make sense when we look back 5 years later. So that is why we rely on this inner guru, so to speak, which is the fake guru, which gives us advice on how this body-mind should behave in this world. And it basically involves belief in the separation from the one. You call it the one wheel, or you call it God, or you call it whatever you call it. So once there's feeling that I am a separate individual, and everybody is separate, it comes down to the suffering that comes in. Once you look at the reality of how am I separate, scientists will tell you 99.9% of the body is space. The atoms just occupy, exactly. The atoms just occupy a very, very small space. So 99.9% of everything you see is space. Then is there some real separation dividing this space and that space?
No, there isn't.
There isn't. So if it is all this practical space, then it is that a sense of separation that creates this body-mind is who you are, and you have to live the life. So it's very much interrelated.
No, but the theory of the frozen events was already told much earlier by Adi Shankara. So she was one. Yeah, so she was one who also talked about Advaita.
You can say all of this never happened. Because if it's an illusion, it's not real, that thing will never happen, right? Or it happened a long time ago and it was over in an instant. There are some different scriptures which put it like that. Basically, coming to the conclusion, that's all done. We don't need to worry. So the fruits of this is, one is an intellectual understanding. So we can read all the stuff and we can understand a lot, which is helpful. But the fruit is when the rubber hits the road is when our life becomes real. Otherwise, no point. We can know the entire stuff, we can know everything, but when we meet a difficult situation in life and we're still like, if there is an answer, we do so much continue. So momentarily is still fine. But if it perpetuates, then we are out of actually. There is a point of so that when we face with difficult situations which come up in this so-called news, it does not affect it. Sorry, I'm rambling on, but what happens is a lot of people will come, a lot of people will come and say, "Oh, understood all of this. This is all illusion, all illusion, we're reading this kind of stuff." But when the rating is that we are trying like more than anybody else, there's no point saying it's all illusion if it's not here. It's only here. So this is Satsang is for that. Realizing the no, see I know so much, then it's
painful to
for ourselves, then no matter what activity is happening over there, it will be so easy. But people things are coming, even if you are coming here, they come to this point where things could be going absolutely crazy in the world. That is why we have got
there's other one also, about I never anyways I always read whatever
Started it when he actually go on a train, so I remember those days.
Yeah, you used to have a big coffee on the table, a tea, and then if you don't get it, just have coffee. It used to be fun. Once you are in the have much time, but it's
That's where I married him.
and now it's like
So Divya, you got your story?
Yes, I got my.
No, I need my hand.
No, I have
With respect to whether you were in the body state or not, there was something that was constant throughout, right? Even when the body was dropped, when I was the first time the body was dropped, so I wrote over this.
Why you leaving the first time? Whose search was that?
Yes.
Just 2 days back. 2 days back.
So the first class.
So from now on, you will get everything
Yeah, this person really teaching me.
This was
Yeah.
this is what
Akshay South
what do you do? The fear is
You know about it now.
really good. What is there in this it's for nothing. Still right? Great
But yeah, we're just talking about
I've got a fright. But for a long seconds I was out. This is what I wanted. But still I was going with why is this happening? Still I'm not able to guess it. But I'm still in my pocket because I'm the answer. I'm in such a level.